Hi.
Woo!
You're Mr. Miracle-Wave. I love it.
How
What
are you?
day is this? Thursday? I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm busy. I'm good. It's Thursday already. Like,
Yeah. And it's like coming off of a short week. So usually those short weeks, stuff kind of flies by.
yeah.
Well, no. Well, sometimes it seems like the short weeks they fly by, and then sometimes they seem a little bit longer. I guess it just kind of depends. But this one is
What you got going on?
Yeah.
Going on. I've been busy this week, so it's been flying by. You know.
Are y'all back in school yet?
Or just started this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, being so out of the loop, I'm like, I don't even remember at what point in January were we in school versus not. Do y'all still get like over a month out?
Pretty much, yeah. They said our last rehearsal was December 3rd because we didn't have to go. We didn't have to go to Jackson, so
right.
It was December 3rd, and here it is. They just started back yesterday, day before yesterday, Tuesday. So it's over a month.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So how are things? What's going on? What's new?
Oh my gosh. Well, I am in the process. We are pushing our first full conference for the Coaches Association.
Okay.
Happens at the end of March. So we are in full court press planning mode. And if any coaches are watching, any performers are watching, I hope you guys will try to make it to Atlanta because it's going to be on and popping. It's going to be really fun. We'll be there with the band directors for the Band Directors Consortium. So we're holding our conferences in the same place.
Oh, I love that. That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Yeah. See, Miss Shaw, you be knowing what you be doing. You know what you be doing.
Yeah, God.
Yeah, you be having that thing sold up. Yep.
Let me tell you, because the band directors control the what?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
They control the budget, dog.
So yes.
So yeah, I need all you band directors out there, please. Bring your coaches to the conference, please.
Yep. Were you able to pub it at TDEA?
I was, yeah. At TDE, I have a hard time saying that.
Yeah, because you want to say, I want to say TMEA.
Yeah.
Yeah. So TDEA.
TDEA. I presented again. They wanted the presentation that I've done on the history and the legacy of HBCU dance, and so I did that again. I tweaked it a little bit, made it a little different from last year, and they loved it. And then we did a movement workshop. Again, this was the second time we did a movement workshop, and it was packed.
Really?
It was packed. Yeah, it was. And it was a lot of fun. And all our legacy Foxes dance educators were there, and that was really nice.
I saw Lori. Who else did I see?
Lori, Hammy, Raven, Sierra.
Yeah.
One of the older legacy Foxes, which her name escapes me right now, but she was there, and oh yeah, it was packed, and they just loved it so much. And then we did the collegiate showcase and the college fair. We were the only HBCU there,
of course.
And the showcase. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just a dancer thing. It's a dance team thing that, like, when they see certain stuff, they just yell and they clap and scream. Because I noticed that when I was watching all of the UDA videos,
Mhm.
and it's like every time they did something that you heard, you know,
Mhm. Mhm.
they did the same thing to us. We did a field show routine for them, and they were just like,
Yeah.
"Wow!"
Yeah.
Like,
I love that.
okay. It was
I
cool though. Very, very receptive. We talked to a lot of people at the college fair, told them about Prairie View, about
Mhm.
the programs that are there and everything. So it was good. TDA was on and popping. It was nice.
I
I
love
enjoyed it.
I love that.
But guess
Um,
where else I got to go?
what? Oh, you went to the Bahamas, Jamaica,
Yes,
Bahamas. Okay, how was that?
it was awesome. Let me tell you. Well, first of all, it was my first time flying since the mask mandate has been lifted. So you can
Okay.
imagine I was a little bit nervous.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
saying.
yeah. Absolutely,
Okay,
absolutely.
but yeah, but it was cool. It was really fun. They laid out the red carpet for us. And it wasn't
Really?
just us. It was Talladega, Shaw, Langston. So of course, Mr. Gordon was there.
Mhm, mhm,
Uh,
mhm.
Langston was there, and Benedict.
Okay.
And we had fun. We had a good time. And those
Mhm.
kids, they're so different. Like,
What do you mean?
I mean, like they're so focused on getting into college. Like,
God, wow.
because
Really?
they grow up they're on an island. And
Yeah,
and so they want to
yeah.
get off the island.
That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes
And
sense.
so they will do what it takes. They will do whatever. Their grades are really good, and they're so different. I mean,
Yeah.
but I got a chance to do like a little mini workshop with some of the dancers, and I judged them and gave them some feedback and
Nice.
uploaded their videos so that the other dance directors could also look at them. And
Mhm.
so we'll see
Yeah.
if any of the Bahamian dancers make it to the States. So we'll see.
Yeah. That's amazing. I love that. Did you get to put your toes in the sand?
Did
Amazing. Amazing. Did you get to have a little pineapple, coconut, or whatever little drink or something on the beach?
did
Perfect. Amazing. Amazing. Amazing.
did
You know that was all we asked. Just take
did. We
10
had some
minutes.
we had some conch salad.
Ooh.
Yeah, and we also got to connect with our Bahamian alums. So
Mhm.
Sandy
Mhm.
and all of the alums, Cody and Ron
I love
and
that.
uh, Carlano and just all of them. They were there, so it was fun.
I like that. I'm glad you are able to take a second to get away while still working and
While
making
still
making
working,
it
but
better.
yeah, I
Yeah.
got away. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better
No,
thing. So
I
we're
bet
gonna
it
have
was
to.
beautiful. I've never been and I want to go really, really bad. I bet it was just absolutely breathtaking.
It is. It was, and I had not been in a really long time.
Mhm.
So to come back and see all the development and
Mhm.
um, just all it's just the island's beautiful. It's just
Oh,
beautiful. Yeah.
see, I
Mhm.
have to make it there. I have to figure out a way to make it there for sure.
Mhm.
Let me see.
Mhm.
Okay, so you mentioned UDA, and that made me think of, did you see the Tiger Girls performance?
I did. Yeah, I had
So,
to. I had no choice. I had to watch it.
I mean, I feel you. I feel you. It's definitely been everywhere.
Yeah.
So, I didn't end up looking at the final ranking, so I don't know exactly who won. But would you categorize the Tiger Girls as or the show that they put on? Would you categorize that as hip hop or was
Nope.
it giving jazz to you?
It was giving jazz. But see, but I wouldn't. No, but I understand. I've heard, because you got all of the TikTok commentators on there giving their 2 cents. And what I learned is that UDA only has three categories. So
Okay.
they have hip hop, they have jazz, and they have palm. That's what somebody said. Now, don't be mad at me if I'm wrong, but that's
Sure.
what I heard somebody said. And basically the jazz category is, you can't win it unless you're doing what they said is a section of a la seconds. If you don't do that section of a la seconds,
Sure, sure, sure.
if you don't do that, you have no chance of winning.
Okay.
So they knew they weren't going to do that. Allegedly, this is just somebody who was
Yeah.
prophesizing,
Gotcha.
and they said that they took the hip hop category over the jazz category because they knew, you know, they might have a better chance over in hip hop. But personally, if all of that is true, I would suspect that UDA needs to kind of broaden their categories
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
bit. So dance is no longer just in those three,
Right.
in those three categories. So, they're gonna have to. I hope that they do something because the dance was fire.
Yeah, it was. And it was definitely a different spin and a different take,
Yeah,
right? The glasses, everything. I enjoyed it, but I was like, I don't know if it's giving hip hop, but
it was.
okay.
Mm-mm,
Yeah.
it no.
And I would, coming off of their previous shows, I don't know. I didn't see that coming. And I guess that's a good thing, and that's the whole point of it all.
Yeah. See, when I first saw them, or first I heard that, they had done a heels dance, and they didn't say anything about it. They just said, "Oh, LSU is doing a heels dance." So what popped into my mind. I was
Uh-huh.
like, "Uh-oh. Uh-oh." And then
Mm-hmm.
and so then I saw the dance and I was like, "Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Mm-hmm.
dancing in heels. Okay, I get it. I get it."
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I didn't really know what to expect, but then again, think about the hip hop dance they did last year. Um,
It's
it was
last
hip
year, was
hop.
that when they had the white and black?
Yeah, they did like a boy, remember? And everybody just went
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
And the like a boy dance had like this hidden meaning, and so it was this subconscious subliminal meaning and
yeah.
everything. And but if you think about that brand of hip hop that they did in that dance, it is not what we were accustomed to seeing them do.
Fair.
You know what I mean? It was very slow. It was very just
Mhm.
it was very subtle. It
Yeah.
was very subtle. It wasn't that.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It was not that. And I could tell then that they were changing. They were
Transitioning.
starting to kind of change. And yeah. So it doesn't surprise me that they're trying this, because after what they did last year, you could
That's
just kind of tell.
that's a good point. Did they do they have a new director? Or you think maybe it's just like, well, we've been doing, we've been known for this for so long. Maybe it's just time to throw something new at the wall. Or what do you think?
Uh, I'm gonna have to ask Wesley because she'll know.
Fair.
My Wesley's used to be a Tiger girl.
Now what?
Yeah, Wesley was a Tiger girl. Y'all ain't know.
Not. Now
He is probably going to kill me for saying this.
but you know what? That makes a lot of sense. Like now,
Uh-huh,
like knowing that or learning that after the fact, and then putting that makes a lot of sense. But I,
uh-huh.
I honestly did not know that.
Yeah, she was a
That is
Tiger
so
girl. She
cool.
was. Huh?
I said that's so cool. I love that.
She was a Tiger girl, and she's if she finds out that I'm talking about her right now, she's gonna let me have it when I see her. But but I will ask her because I know she'll know regarding their
Sure.
coach if they have a new coach or whatever. I don't know if they just, because they brought in new choreographers for that dance last year.
Okay.
So I don't know if it was because of a new coach or they just decided to do something different. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I love that. That is very, very cool. And you know what? That opens up like a new realm of thought and conversation. I would like to see that happen more often, whether
Mhm.
it's team to team, whether it's PWI to HBCU or whatever, but just to be able to have that different genre under your belt and
Mhm.
really be able to explore the dance community and the culture in and of itself in so many different realms. I love that.
Mhm. Mhm. I do too. I do too. I it was interesting because, when we were talking to some of the other teams at TDEA,
Mhm.
and because they were all there for the college fair, and we were talking to some of them, and they were coming over to us, and just, and it was just all this variety in the room. And then, and who was it? Texas A&M's team was
Mhm.
there. They were the last team in the showcase, and whoo, child. I know y'all don't think of Texas A, you don't think of dance when you think of Texas A&M.
Right. Right. You
You
don't.
just don't.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just my bad that I'm not paying attention.
No, well, maybe it's our bad thing because I too do not I
We
don't put those two together.
Nah, we think about that band.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And we think about those 12 guys on the field just,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
we do
Mhm.
not think about dance.
No.
Those young ladies tore it up.
Really?
Mhm.
I bet. Yeah.
Yep,
I bet.
yep,
I bet. Huh.
yeah.
See, and
So,
okay, you remember like earlier. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I cut you off?
uh
Okay. Earlier in the season, we were talking about Kalia, who transferred from Southern to Alabama State
yeah,
this year.
yeah,
And, kind of, everybody's always going to have something to say, good, bad, ugly, no matter what.
yep,
But again, I mean, honestly, I don't necessarily see an issue with it. If you want to explore something new, do something different, at the end of the day, dance is dance, and we're here to empower everyone, and and just want really make sure that your talent is being showcased and shined in a way in which you feel fulfilled. So
yeah,
if that's in a different organization or whatever, then go for it.
yeah, yeah.
I would definitely like to see more people do that. And I mean, I don't want to say like, oh, that's what do they call it when people jump ship from from one place to another? I don't really think of it as that. I guess in terms of under the helm of dancing and of itself, but I think I'm actually okay with it. What do you think?
Well, I will tell you that things are changing. Uh, and I mean, I know this is kind of odd, but in talking with the young ladies in the Bahamas, I had when you look at them and they don't come from this culture, their main objective is to go to college. And
Sure.
their main objective is to they want to dance, they follow one young lady was like, I stalked the foxes, like she was, I stalked them. I said, okay. But for the most part, they're trying to get scholarships to go to
Yeah.
college. And
Yeah.
if they can get scholarships dancing, and so I told them, you know, even though in the States we kind of have this unspoken thing about who you dance for and
Sure.
what you can do once you dance for them and da da da. I was like, you
That's a good
guys,
point.
I said those rules don't apply to y'all.
Yeah.
Um, talk to all of these coaches. Talk
Yeah.
to all of them. And if you can get a scholarship to go to college, then that's what you should do. And
Yeah.
so I think you're going to start seeing more of that. And um, I think we had already started to kind of quietly see the shift from that thinking. Everybody can't make said team,
Yeah.
and they want to dance. And so the question becomes, is it okay for them to go to another school?
Yeah.
Is it okay? I don't know if you remember Coy, and I talked to Coy today, as a matter of fact. Coy danced with us in 17,
Hmm.
one of those years. But anyway, she left PV and went to University of Houston, and I kept telling her, I said, you should try for the dance team there. She was like, She
Why? Because of the
was like,
style?
no. I told her to try out.
Was she?
She
Was it the style that she was worried about, or?
No, it wasn't the style. I mean, the girl's a technically trained dancer. She could master any style she want to do. It's I think it was just, I will always love my HBCU. That's just
Oh,
that was just
I
what it was.
that makes sense. I feel that. I feel
Yeah,
that. Yeah. She
yeah,
probably yeah. I can
yeah.
see
No, Coy was Cedar Hill, I believe. She was Cedar Hill, but she uh just a phenomenal dancer. Phenomenal. And I
that. Yeah.
talked to her today, as a matter of fact, and but I think you're gonna it's already started to change,
Yeah.
like with Kalia, with young ladies like Briani, and
Yes.
you know, they were all expected to go to Southern, and
Yep.
they were like
Brianni
a
and Nia, Naya, I believe
couple of
it's Naya.
girls going to the J sets.
Yep. Shelby, she was a Pantherette too. She went to McKinley too. Yep,
Hmm.
yep, yep.
Yeah.
See, and I'm okay with that. Like that little beacon of surprise, or even saying like, "This is how you've seen me." But I'm much more multifaceted and much more versatile as a dancer than
Hmm.
what you would expect. Even I mean, it's been a lot of people over the years, so that makes me excited in a different way for auditions, even though we may not necessarily whoever it ends up on these particular teams, but I think auditions are going to start, and I mean, I'm pretty sure that they've been getting more and more and more intense, especially for you all.
Yeah. And I was just telling someone this week that this and this is not me throwing shade, so please don't take it that way. But this is the first time where I'm losing dancers to Texas Southern. And now
Yeah.
it was always very,
Mm-hmm.
these girls were gonna audition, because their parents went to Texas Southern, or their siblings went to Texas Southern, or for whatever, whatever, they lived on that side of the world, and
Mm-hmm.
they wanted to go to Texas Southern, period. And people, majority Dallas area people in the northwest side of Houston, PV,
Yep. Yep.
right? And so you knew that. And now it's like,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually had a conversation with Danny last week, and I said, Danny, girl, you have changed the game.
And she definitely has.
You have changed the game. So yeah, yeah, that is I'm not meant to be shade, but it's truth. It's just different. Things were very predictable
Yeah.
back then, and now it's not predictable. And you have people that go to Southern and they don't make doll, and so they're fine with Golden Blues. They're fine. I mean, Golden Blues is a really good team.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Mm-hmm.
very good, and
Consistently too.
consistently good
Yeah. Yeah.
and creative.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Definitely.
but on another side of that though is uh I've been asked several times, when are we going to start competing? And I said, well, competing is not really our thing because we don't have time for it.
Yeah. Right.
We don't have time to compete. But one of my young ladies came and she showed me one of the routines from the hip hop category. And she goes, Miss Shawn, she said, we could do this. She's like, we could blow this out of the water. And I said, I know you can.
Now just
So,
tell me how we gonna fit it into this schedule, home girl. Like we gonna make
well,
this happen.
we're going to start slow. She's going to do a routine for spring show.
Okay. I like
Yeah,
it.
we'll see how that goes. But I was like, for sure we can do that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Of course we can. But it's just we've never competed because we just don't have time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. See, and even just going back to the conversation of like everything, how there was I don't want to say cut and dry, but there was definitely a prominent difference between both teams, depending on what
Mhm.
type of style, or or which, there are different demographics or whatever that will go into that conversation or the
Mhm.
selection. So
Right.
now that both teams are technically sound, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get all types of, you get your highs, you get your technique, you get your jazz, you get your entertainment factors, your wow factors, You get the element of the outfit, the uniform, the look of the thing. Texas is bringing it. And I'm not mad at it. Texas is definitely bringing it, and I'm very interested to see how things continue on. But you definitely made a good point by saying that Danny has definitely changed the game. She has been in her bag for sure, and to see like where that's going to continue on, I love that for her. I really,
Mhm.
really do love that for her because
Yeah.
yeah, she's been doing an amazing job. They look really, really good. I saw some of the clips from what was that last weekend when they were in Dallas, I
They were in
believe.
Dallas last weekend, yeah.
Very, very solid. Very solid. Definitely loving that. Did you look at some of the Ballad of Band clips?
I did, yeah. And I never watch clips.
That's
I've
true.
never watched clips, so it was hard, but I did. I watched them.
I'm not sure of the layout of the show itself. At first I had to kind of understand, okay, what's happening here, right? Because I didn't know what to expect. Then I was like, okay, well, now this seems to be it's a floor show slash band battle, but it's kind of like organized. I won't even say organized chaos, just kind of like in an organized manner.
Yeah.
But I think that the majority of the teams did really, really well, considering having to come, like you pointed out to me, like they weren't even in school, but having to come up off of their holiday or come up off of their vacation time early and really kind of get to it. I don't know if I had any. Well, there are some people that I liked. Or do you have any commentary or feedback?
um, uh, what I say?
Nothing. I could just imagine your thoughts. I could just imagine your thoughts and having to switch between the hat that you wear being who you are, and then the hat now you turned it to the back. Okay, this is your off the record hat. Okay, great.
Yeah. I'm gonna get me one of those little things to cover my face.
When
So
you
I've been looking for one and I can't find one.
I
I
love
have
that.
I have one of my niece that she made of herself when she graduated from college. I thought that was just the most narcissistic thing a person could do, but that's my niece. That's why she's in LA
Or
working.
the big signs of yourself. Yeah, yeah. I could feel you on that.
I'm sorry, sidebar. No, let me tell you what I thought. Okay, so what happened is you had the bands march in, do the floor show, I think, because I didn't watch it like all the way straight through.
Okay.
And then they go get in the stands, and then when certain bands were in the stands, and two bands would battle each other in the
Mhm.
stands, and then they do another floor show.
Mhm.
I,
Mhm.
I I don't really know, but as far as like stand routines, like when the bands were battling in the stands, they did extremely well. I just and this is me thinking about the fact that they've been off for a month,
Fair.
and maybe had a week, maybe 10 days rehearsal, you know. And because the band director from Talladega was in Bahamas with us.
Oh, I didn't put two and two together. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
He was in Talladega with us, and then his coordinator was supposed to come to the Bahamas, but she had to stay back and work
Mhm.
work
Mhm.
with, work
Mhm.
with the dancers.
Mhm.
So to say that they didn't have a whole lot of time, they looked extremely good. There was a couple of things that I would have done differently. Some of them, the way they had their chairs set up
Yeah.
was not conducive. It didn't look good, and it was hard to see all of them.
Fair.
They were too far out, or like I'm accustomed to seeing, for example, the J sets in the stands. And even though they are spread out in the stands, they're still like within peripheral
Yeah.
range.
Mhm.
So you can still like and you can still see them, right? But they were way spread, and it visually it didn't it kind of messed me up.
Yeah.
I couldn't watch all of them together, which, that's what I'm looking for. Are you
Yeah.
together?
Yeah.
Are y'all in sync?
Yep.
Whatever. But it was hard because of their chair formation. So I
Fair.
couldn't really see what they were doing. And then let's see. Other than that, I mean, what can you say? The captain from Alabama State. Woo!
She it's something about her. You have personality, but it's something about the way that I don't, it's like a literal like 180. Like when she turns it on, she fully turns it on, and it's like a very much of an alter ego situation. Of course, I don't know this girl from Shelly down the street. Okay, this is just what I imagine. What I imagine, but it just seems like she like zeroes in, focuses in, and she sells it. In my opinion,
Right.
I think she definitely, for her to be so small and tiny, she dances so big, and her personality definitely shines. I enjoy seeing her
Oh
in
my
the front.
goodness. Yeah.
I really enjoy seeing her in the front.
She is holding her own. She
Mhm.
really is. Because someone made a comment that everybody can't be in Asia. Well, she is not in Asia, but oh my God.
Mhm. But it's not even, she doesn't even have to be. You know what I'm saying? Like for her to I think she's creating, and especially coming off of like, oh, who's gonna fill Brianni's shoes and this, that, and the third. Like I think that she's done a great job of making this year her own, and making her own legacy, and not having to necessarily compare it to anybody else. Like she's done what she needs to do. They look very clean. They're
Mhm,
very clean. They're
mhm,
very in sync. The
mhm,
unison is there.
I like their field show too. The field
Yes.
show that they did,
It was dynamic.
it was good. They moved around really nice. Yeah, I enjoyed them quite a bit. I did take notes. Let's see, where are my notes?
I
But
know that's right.
again, I think here's something I noticed, and tell me if you noticed. Have you noticed that the J sets are starting to dance to different music now?
Dance to different music? What do you mean?
Music that is kind of outside of their,
Like for their field shows?
yeah, for the field shows.
Yeah. Instead of it, because what they usually do, like very like
Mm,
I don't know. It's very prominent, a very prominent style of music. It's like very 70s, 80s, or what have you. And now it's
yes,
like, yeah. Like they're
yes,
making
yes.
their newer school type songs as field shows.
Yeah, did you, because they danced to a Stevie Wonder song. Well, he did a Stevie Wonder show, so I get that. I get that part. They had to dance to a Stevie Wonder song, and maybe it's just Dr. Little who is doing theme shows now, because they did a Stevie Wonder show for this, and then for the championship not, not championship, what, the battle, one of them battles, they did uh the Wiz.
Okay.
Championship. The championship, they did the
Oh,
Wiz.
the swag championship.
Mhm. They
Okay.
did the Wiz, and so the J Sets have had to dance to music that
That's not their
is
norm.
not the norm for them, and they've been handling it pretty well. I saw a split leap.
Huh? You saw, now wait, I'm gonna have to wait. At this past flush show, I'm gonna have to. I don't.
Yeah,
Maybe I haven't made it that far in the clips, but okay, I'm not mad at it.
no, I'm not
I'm not.
mad at it either. I saw a split leap, and it's not. And again, no shade. This is not shade. It is not to say that they can't do split leaps. It is just not their norm.
We just haven't seen that from them. You
Yeah, you
wouldn't
just have, right.
put
You
that.
haven't
If
seen it.
you have to think about, okay, what do you think that they're going to do? That wouldn't be on your list of things that
That
you
wouldn't
would
be on
assume
your
that
list.
they would do. Yeah,
Right.
I get that.
Absolutely. It is split leaps. I was like, yo. And
And the bar is being raised. Everyone is having to kind of shake and move, and do something a little different now.
Right? Because look, even though my chicks, they like to play play all the time. They like to do the sting walk or the J set walk. They be walking prancing around. And I'm like, look, y'all know if y'all had to do one of that with all that back and all them
Exactly.
all of that, I said y'all wouldn't be able to stop. But I will say that Shelby did challenge them quite a bit this season.
Fair.
She did.
Fair. With them
She did.
overhand, I saw whatever show that was with the overhand walkovers. I was like, am I seeing what I think I'm seeing now? I know I didn't see no acrobatics on that there field.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad. Maybe I even saw some backflips, somebody's flips or something. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, the girls are really stepping into a different side of things.
They stepping into it, but they can't do no J setting. I'm telling you that. It's look, I'm the coach, and I'm saying that
See,
that is
you,
not our
you you
style.
have to know your strengths. You gotta know your lanes sometimes, and that's
That
all right.
is
That's
not our
all right.
lane. Not our
Now,
lane.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't quite know what was happening at Miles College. Now, if I'm not mistaken, they did not perform during the floor show portion, but the
Yeah, they
stand
did. I saw
they
them.
did.
Yeah, I saw them.
The Golden Stars performed during. Okay, now I saw their guard perform.
Yes, the guard
Oh,
did perform.
well, maybe I had just totally tuned out, child, because when I might have to go back and look because I didn't see that. But now, whatever was
You
going
say
on,
confused.
very much that. Whatever was going on during that stand battle as well, I was exactly that. I was confusion.
Mhm.
Uh, and see, I was because they have been doing well. Some things that I had been seeing from them within the past year or two has been on the up and up. But that kind of just threw me for a loop. And I was like, well, I don't know if it's just because they were like smack dab in front of Jay Sess that maybe stuff just kind of went left, but it was a little bit chaotic to me.
Yeah, yeah. I made similar commentary. Was that uh their floor presentation seemed a little chaotic.
Okay.
It wasn't clean. It just wasn't crisp. But again, you know me, I'm always very cognizant of the fact that the girls just came back from the holiday.
That's fair. That is fair
You
too.
know? So what we see out there, what we saw out there this weekend, I guarantee you is not what we're gonna see later, for some of them. They they
Agreed.
they will get back. They will get back there. I mean, look, they every team played it off really well.
Fair.
Really well. I already know when they went and sat back down in them chairs, they were like this. I know. This I know.
Too much turkey and dressing and chips
Hell
and Kool-Aid over
yeah.
this past month.
And not getting up, not working out, not doing nothing. So I already know.
Yeah.
But a lot of them played it off really well. I really enjoyed the dolls floor show. Their routine.
Yes. I believe
Really.
that is when did they first do that routine? Did they do that at the what show was that? Because we've seen it before. Was that their no, I was gonna say was that their why do I want to say Labor Day Classic? And then I want to say Turkey Day Classic, Bayou Classic. I don't know if that was their Bayou Classic routine, but I don't know. I see it in my head, but I don't even know exactly what show it was. But it was definitely something that we saw this past season. But I don't know. It's something about that routine. They did ballet. They did jazz. They did hip hop. It was very well. I don't know. It was played and it was in sync And it was very like, okay, ooh, I wasn't expecting that. Oh, okay, oh, I wasn't expecting that. It was definitely put together very, very well, in my opinion.
It was because I enjoyed how they incorporated the ballet this time way more than in some of the other dances.
Fair.
Because in some of the other dances, I thought it was just too much. It was too blatant.
It was forced.
It was forced.
Yeah.
And that's what I didn't like about it. But this routine melded that with what they do really well.
Yeah.
And it seemed like it fit, and it, like you said, wasn't forced. It was nice. I really enjoyed that routine.
Yeah, I think that was very well executed. It flowed effortlessly. Yeah, very, very, very well done. Who
Mhm.
else had a good show? Now I'm gonna be honest.
Now she talking about the Michael Jackson show.
Don't stop good enough against LSU.
Don't stop till you get enough. They took Arlene. They did
Oh.
Arlene.
What lean? Which one?
You know, the Michael Jackson lean. They went, we did it first.
We did it first. I know that's right. Let me see what else. So okay,
I'm
Alabama.
sorry, I didn't mean to break your thought. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. The divas. I'm not sure. Right. So I've been you have to switch back. So I think that there were portions of the show that were very, very cool. But honestly, and maybe this is of my own fault. Honda, what year was that? I'm not sure what Honda it was, but it was the first time they had wore the maroon outfits. It has like a huge puff sleeve and it has like the gold appliques on the front.
Alabama A&M.
Yes. When the show that they did, Honda, maybe it was 2 Hondas ago, I cannot seem to top that field show. To me, that was the best dance that I've ever seen them put on the field.
And maybe, they came from the side and they went,
yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was a show.
That was
a moment. It was a moment, and I cannot seem like to me, like that's been their top, and I want to see something like that, if not better. But I don't know, this particular floor show, it was good, and of course, given all of the logistics, and they have been off, but there were some moments where it's kind of like, yeah, there were some areas of opportunity.
I just want to wear that outfit.
Which one? The sparkly one?
The one with all the rhinestones on it.
Oh my, it's so beautiful. It's so, and it looks like it's very, I've never seen it like up close, but it looks like it was very well made. Extremely well made.
Yeah.
This is Portia asking for the link. Sorry, give me 1 second. But yeah, I didn't love it. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it.
Yeah, you still have that other one in your head.
Yeah, to me, like that was top tier. 15,000 out of 10 would highly recommend. Every time I see it cross my timeline, every time I see it on YouTube, I make sure that I watch it because it's just something like not even breathtaking. It's just something like,
yeah.
They did that. Now I don't know who choreographed it, but they did that.
That routine was very good. I think you may remember me saying in a past show that lately I have seen a lot of dollisms and just small tiny stuff, tiny things that they do every now and then, and I have to remember that back in the day in the early 2000s, they had their coach was a former doll.
Okay.
So I this was before Miss Granger.
Okay.
But every once in a while I'll see it's just something, just a nuance. Miss Portia,
how you doing, girlfriend?
Still at the schoolhouse.
Oh, they running you ragged. They making you work for your money. Making you work for it today. This week, I know that's right.
Y'all got this Battle of the Bands coming up. Y'all are the people to beat.
Yeah.
We're not.
You
Truth
are.
side.
Yes, y'all are. Y'all
If
keep
we
it
got
up.
anything to say about it, yes, y'all are.
Yeah, we were just going over our thoughts from the HBCU culture battle of the bands.
Let me tell y'all, I watched that because of this show because I hadn't watched it. Like that day was like that was a hectic weekend.
Mm-hmm.
With
There
all
was
the
so much happening.
day, and
Yeah.
we do all the interest meetings here at Norfolk State in one weekend, and so I had to do Zeta, and then Miss Sanders had a gig, so then I had to do TBS. So I was here all day. So yeah, I had not watched it. I do have some things to say.
Well, we ready.
Well, I just want to say to these
What,
flag features that I saw, flag features. I was really happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, but let me say this. There is power in a checkoff. Okay. People,
oh,
I mean, I want to say this. This is a critique and not criticism.
gotcha.
And in every arena, you cannot default to putting people in the back and thinking that it'll pass.
Like we ain't gonna see them.
Yeah, yeah, it was one or two people on one of these squads that just should have just been carrying the flag bag, and I'm gonna just be honest about that. They wasn't quite ready for those routines, and being in the back didn't help it. It was very clear that they weren't as familiar with the routine as they needed to be.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. My
yeah,
favorite though, I was Alabama A&M.
Alabama. That was exactly what I was going to say. They did that thing. It was first of all, it was a lot of twirling happening. Okay, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell those tosses and the
Yeah.
height on those
Yeah.
tosses had
Yeah.
did it for me. I said, "Come on, toss!" And they did more than one, and the heights were amazing.
yeah,
And I just want to give them some color. Like I just wanted a different color flag, especially
Yeah.
when they were on the outskirts and the lights weren't as bright. You couldn't really see that dark color.
yeah.
But they were, but I do want to give a special shout out. Alabama State, they had gave me a little bit more than I'm used to, and I was excited about that. I was like, okay, this is more, this is growth. So I do want to shout them out, but I just want to say there's power, and it's okay to have somebody, that's not out there because they're not quite ready. That's growth, that's a growth opportunity, but it was some.
Yeah, but girl, you know we live in the age of entitlement.
Baby, I hold checkoffs before every performance.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
This is college,
Yeah.
College.
and there's a certain level that's going out there, and it's okay. This wasn't your time to shine. Next time, your time. But it kind of took away from the squad that I was talking about because I was just like, I couldn't even focus on the rest of the stuff that was going on because I was like, wait a minute, this baby is tearing this thing down, and you done these front twirls for 32, 64. It's a whole lot of counts going on, and yeah, uh-huh.
And then I mean they did and I'm going back to Alabama A&M. They did everything. They did the tosses, they did the spins, they did, and then
They threw a little dance in there.
they threw a little dance up in there, and I was
Okay,
like,
but it was a lot.
in my mind, I was thinking to myself, y'all show making things hard for me. Thank you.
One other thing I want to say is that we just need to be careful about how we move flagpoles between our legs. And I'm just going to be honest about that. It was
Yeah.
a move that I saw that I was like, oh my God, clutching my pearls like my grandmother. Um,
I missed that. I'm gonna have to go back and look.
Yeah, when you leave that pole welling in the back there for a little bit longer than yeah.
No.
My God.
Oh,
But I really was happy, and I'm super excited to see more flag features. And even in something like this, where it would normally kind of be skipped,
Fair.
they're coming back, and I just feel like that is an awesome thing. So I want to
yeah.
continue to. Now I need y'all to next step people to the community. Don't be afraid of color. Go buy you one flag that's out of your box and watch how that thing change. That's
Yeah.
it. But I was really, really, really excited.
I could see them with an orange flag.
Yes, that would have just give me some.
That orange with that maroon.
Oh, want to be pretty? Let me know.
Mhm.
A little
I
something
like it.
about
That'd be
Alabama.
really
Go
pretty.
ahead, go ahead. No, I appreciate this occasion, but we got to talk about you putting marching bands in situations that aren't ideal for marching band. But I do want to shout out two dance teams that seem to murder their routines on that slippery floor.
Fair.
Murder good or murder bad?
Murder good, because
Oh, okay. Because murder could mean all
Yeah.
kinds of
a
things.
lot of people doing slip and slide out there. So, shout out to the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I was like, okay. And shout out to Alabama A&M.
Mm-hmm.
I said, oh, okay. So it ain't slick for y'all. It's slick for everybody else. But it ain't slick for y'all. Okay, got it. Okay, because I would have been terrified.
Yeah.
It was regular band members and baits sliding around out there.
Yeah.
And that could have been so dangerous. I get it. But, putting black bands out there is a lucrative business. And it was a little bit different for us in Charlotte because it was still a football field. It was a baby field, as we called it. It was an arena
Yeah.
football. It was half the size, but we were able to make those adjustments. It is very dangerous for people to be trying to march, dance, or anything else.
Yeah. That's why I'm glad that when we do the Rockets games here, we have to go early to rehearse. So they get to go in and practice on that floor and to make sure that their shoes, and if the jazz shoes aren't working, then we put the Reeboks on. If you know what I'm saying, you got to have the right shoe.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
that
those
you won't.
things, I
Yeah.
said, okay, this is it right here. Y'all did good, because I would have been like, oh my Jesus.
That's a really good point. And I thought about that earlier and it totally slipped my mind. I thought about that when I was watching it and it totally slipped my mind today to bring it up. But no, the shoe, the floor in and of itself, that definitely can cause a lot going on. So some of the things that we talked about definitely could have been fully, or not necessarily fully, but could have, the fact that the floor and the situation of the shoes on the floor could definitely have a great effect on the way that some of those shows turned out. Now, the first time Miss Shawn, that Kincaid turf, I don't know what it is about that turf at Kincaid in Dallas. That turf is some different type of turf. That's like the first time that I actually kind of felt it in a different manner. And mind you, when I was in high school, we used to have to dance on that crap and carry the shoes. Carry the shoes on that turf. So yeah, you want to talk about a torpedo? You think you're doing a double spin. You about to be doing 15 spins without even trying, because that's how slippery it is. Okay.
See, you know more about that turf than me.
Miss Shawn, that turf is terrible. It's terrible. And so when you think about how your body is trained, or how like the way in which you have to execute your moves or execute your turns or what have you on grass versus your stadium field or what have you, and then you take that into account of putting that on a basketball floor, and you're not used to maneuvering on a basketball floor, that can very well trip you up.
Yeah.
Let you not have the opportunity to practice beforehand. So that's a good point. I'll take some of my critiques back.
Well, you could tell they were slipping and sliding.
That's fair. And I watched some of the shows from the back too. I need to watch the full show from the front because I wanted to have a fair for everybody to see front and back for each performance. But that brings up a great point.
Yeah, and some the shoes have different. The shoes aren't the same. They aren't built the same,
Right.
Because we can dance. If you look at the bottom, we have like the black jazz boot. If you look at the bottom of that jazz boot compared to the bottom of just like the So Dancer jazz shoe, it's two totally different soles.
The grip on it and
So
everything. Yep.
you gotta always be prepared to have the right shoes on, depending on what your surface is going to be.
And the question was, would a tarp have been better? Yes. Yes, it would have provided more grip. At least in my experience in performance, when we have Battle of the Bands here in Norfolk State,
usually,
we put a tarp. We put a tarp down.
Usually a floor show, they go ahead and do put a tarp on there, one, because they don't want nobody scratching up their floor. That's not their own folks anyways.
Right. But the tarp has to be installed properly now.
That's true.
It can cause problems.
You get you some lumpy tarp, child. Get you some that tarp that ain't smoothed out, and
it's got to be taut.
Yeah,
nice
real
tight, because PV puts the carpet, the little thin carpet layers down whenever we are in there. So yeah.
See, you can trip over that too, especially if they have it to where it's kind of, instead of it's flush with each other and it's doubled over, your foot get caught up in that, child. Nothing but face plant. Nothing but face plant. Okay, you think you out there cute? No.
I wish y'all could just see my dog back here. He is so over y'all. He is over y'all.
He want his mama back. He like, listen, can y'all please shut the hell up, okay? So I can go.
Over y'all. He's like,
my mama back. Meanwhile, Sophie is just, I don't know what she's doing. She's just parading around the house. Want to say hi? Okay, so something else that I was thinking about, right? So we always talk about the glitz and the glam of being in the HBCU teams, and oh, it's beautiful. Oh, look at us. Yes, whatever. But we kind of hinted on it, maybe like in one of the earlier shows, but I kind of wanted to bring up like the bad and the ugly part of it, right? We're going into audition season. It's time to start this boat all over again. But there are definitely some things that I wish that people were more aware of prior to stepping into that realm, so that we can better figure out, are there things that we can prepare ourselves for, like the toll of social media, how draining the schedules themselves can be, just all types of things. Are there any things that you guys can think of like, that's like, okay, it's not as glamorous as we think that it looks?
None of it is as glamorous as they think it is. None of it.
That's true. That's very true.
I mean, it's work. It is work. And the fact that again, we have had this conversation once before, but the fact that, these kids, for whatever reason, they want to, they just want to be in band when they want to be in band. And when they don't want to be in band, they don't want to be in it. And they don't want to come, but they want to get that scholarship. You are getting paid to be in the band.
Fair.
You're getting paid to be in the band. Go over to the engineering department, take their scholarship, and don't do what you're supposed to do and see what happened. So it's just, like us, like we old school and whatnot. We just see it as, oh my God, this is some fun. You're like, oh, it's fun. We're gonna get up at 4:45 in the morning. We're gonna PT. We're gonna run around with Doc. We're gonna.
Who said that? Who? Now I ain't never. I'm saying, who said that? I ain't never quite said that, Miss Shonda. I'm with you when you're right, but I ain't never been excited about doing no campus tours.
But we have this love for the tradition of band, and the tradition of band has not changed. It has not changed. You have band camp. You're gonna have band camp. You ain't gonna never have band without band camp.
Fair.
Period. And in band camp, you got to get up early. If you live in Texas like we do, you must get up really early, because when the sun come out at 8:30, you're going to be burnt to a crisp.
Yeah.
So you have to get up really early, right? And we just had our first rehearsal meeting, whatever, yesterday, and they looked at our schedule for the whole semester, and then all you heard was,
You thought you was going to Spring Fest. You thought you was going to them. You thought you was hitting the streets this spring.
like, you're on the dance team, you're in the band. What'd you expect?
It's a true commitment. A true commitment, and a commitment that takes blood, sweat, and tears, and probably more sweat, blood, and tears than you'd ever bargain for in your life.
Yes. And part of it is they think that spring semester is supposed to be easier than fall semester, when in reality, spring semester is harder. It's packed with more stuff because you have these battle of the bands, you have parades, you have all of the school, like, at PV, we have Pantherland days and spring game and all of that stuff. So you have all of that. But on top of that, you got wind ensemble, you got concert band, you got jazz ensemble, you got percussion ensemble, you got all the other ensembles. And then with us, the Foxes and Twirling Thunder, we have spring show. So they think it's going to be, and then auditions. And, the whole audition season is just like
terrible. It's awful. It's awful. It is awful.
Right. So, yeah. So it's a lot going on, and people think that spring semester is going to be easier. And then when they look at that schedule and see it's not easier, they're like, they start trying to figure out if they can live without that scholarship.
Fair. It's not fair that they're thinking about that, but that's a fair thing to bring up.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, Miss Shawn. One thing I cannot stand: parade season. I don't know what it is, but I can't stand a parade, Jesus. One, we out there with next to nothing on, and it's cold, okay? And the years that it gets cold in Texas, it gets cold in Texas, or at least from what we're accustomed to, right? So here we are with a little tight on, maybe we wore a uniform with some sleeves, but it's still something out. Your back is out, your legs is out, your face is out, whatever.
Yeah.
We walking in 3-inch character heels for 15 miles. Waving to the same old people for 15 miles. Hey, how you doing? We done because you have your list of songs. Maybe you got your same 5 or 6 songs. I done heard neck 52 times in an hour. And it's just, everybody's like, I would love to be in a parade. Yeah, it's cute. It's fun. Maybe the first time or two, but about that 15, 16 times that you done a parade, at least for me, I was like, to hell with this, okay?
I know you're gonna hate me for this.
You love parades?
I like parades, but I am with you on, I don't like a lot of parades, and I don't like hot ones, and I don't like cold ones. So yeah, because one could be just as bad as the other, especially in Texas.
Absolutely.
So I don't like the hot parades. I don't like the cold parades, but I like parades. But you're right. I don't like the concept of parade season.
Okay.
Like, Mardi Gras is coming up, and they call that all of the HBCU bands, they call that parade season. And to me, that takes focus away from what really should be going on. Wind ensemble, concert band, jazz ensemble. Those ensembles is when you become a better musician.
Exactly.
And we're missing out on that because we're still marching in these parades, blowing our faces off.
Right.
So
having a battle under the tunnel.
Under the marching in 3 or 4 5-mile parades.
That San Antonio parade.
No.
is the worst parade. And when I was so my worst experience was the San Antonio parade. I was still in high school. Mind you, everybody has done their fair share of glittered shoes, right? We used to wear glitter character shoes. Miss Shawn, I just knew I had glittered my shoes to perfection. Okay. It was giving very much Wizard of Oz. Okay. There was not a piece of shoe untouched with glitter all the way down to the sole. I'm in San Antonio, right? I
Uh-huh.
always I typically bring a pair of backup shoes. This particular I don't know what it was. Oh no, my backup shoes I gave to somebody else on my line because something had happened to her shoe. I opened up my beautiful box. I had this specially Tupperware for shoes. Okay, that's basically what I can describe it as, a Tupperware box
Okay. Okay.
that my shoes could fit in. Miss Shawn, why did I open up that box and I had two left shoes? Miss Shawn,
Okay.
I had two left shoes.
What'd you do?
Wore the two left shoes.
No.
I had Miss Shawn, I was the captain. I had no choice. I had gave my other shoes to the other girl on my line because she had a hole in the bottom of her shoes. Now the shoes were so glitter you couldn't even really tell which foot was which. I put them shoes on. It was two left shoes. I had to march that 5-mile parade with two left shoes. When I say my feet were screaming, I was out for the count. Like there was nothing. I couldn't not do it. Right? My team, the band, they were depending on me. I had to just buckle down and really, when I talk about blood, sweat, and tears and doing stuff that you don't necessarily even want to do sometimes.
Oh my God. I'm trying to picture this in my head and I just can't even picture it.
You can't. Because what does two left? How do you walk with two left shoes on?
I thought that's what I came to
Two left
That is
character shoes.
absolutely crazy.
And it's not a flat shoe, it's a character shoe. So your right shoe is supposed to curve in with your foot. Where it's curving in, this shoe was curving out. So it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. Like when you walk like Baby Bambi, when you've been at the club too long and your heels hurt. Yeah, that was me trying to
and
dance.
the buckle was on the wrong side. You had two buckles going the same direction.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, look, he says that the New Orleans parades is for the money. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, but how much money?
I was gonna say, do we even make that much money? They still make more money than us.
But they get maybe 10 grand per parade, maybe?
You know more than I would.
Look.
It's still a terrible time. It's still a terrible time.
Yeah,
I can't stand no parades.
We had to march those parades back in the 80s, and let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something. I like that TikTok.
Those parades. And then one year, it was really cold. It had ice and everything. It was really, really cold. And for some reason, Dr. Greggs thought that he should put the dolls on a car. Like we would be better off on a car. Maybe he thought because the engine would be hot and it would provide some warmth for us or something. I don't know what his thinking was, but we were sitting on two cars, freezing our tails off, freezing. We had to beg him to get off those cars. Like, can we please get off these cars and walk?
Yeah.
Why you want to walk? Cause we about to die up here on these cars.
I need my body to kind of make some heat or something.
Gotta make some heat, man. Let me tell you, just some of the cold. I used to hate Mardi Gras season, hate it, just because it was always so cold.
Oh,
and now we in global warming, so maybe not be so cold, but yeah.
You haven't felt alive until you've marched a rainy, cold parade in a two-piece outfit with your booty out. Fighting for dear life. Yeah, it's nothing like it. Everyone should experience it.
Yeah, but you see, me being an instrumentalist, me, being a musician, I just feel that you should put that emphasis on concert season, and that's just me.
No, that definitely makes a lot of sense, and it kind of goes back into conversations that we have of like, are we actually valuing in terms of, producing better bandsmen or just musicians in general, and making sure that like that's kind of the difference between rehearsal or practice, right? That is concert season or symphonic band, this whatever things that are prominent within spring season that helps your band during fall season, and so on and so forth. So I would definitely like to, if we in a perfect world we could spend more time on that, but
Yeah.
who am I?
Now, some bands try to show out, and they like, look, we can do it all. We can do marching band and concert band. Tennessee State. But and you can, and band, if you really really plan, but notice Tennessee State not showing up at parade season. Yeah, they do. I'm sure they do parades, but not Mardi Gras parades. I don't know. Maybe they're planning on doing them this year. Who knows? But they put a great deal of emphasis on concert season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of what I like.
think for me, if we're talking about things that people consider to be glitz and glam that are not really glitz and glam, I think the thing that I see happen the most is those people that were at the top where they left struggle starting over.
That's a good point.
Going to the bottom. That is really hard, and it's gotten, I think, harder on people these last few years. You was the man or the woman, or you was the section leader, you was the captain, and having to start over. And that has nothing to necessarily do with some of your skill level and your talent. This is new to you. You are going to be learning. You're not going to be at the top of this thing, and that's really, really hard. I know I can speak for the Silkettes. A lot of the people that come to our section that were previous section leaders and things like that don't make it, because that shock of I'm the low man on a totem pole is a little bit too difficult for a lot of people to deal with. So I think that's a big shock. I mean, you would think, you worked your way up before, you would want to do it again, but people really, really struggle with that. I'm gonna go with what one of the things Sean said was they want to be in the band, but they don't want to be in the band. And especially for auxiliary, it's really, really weird to me because 9 times out of 10, you're not on scholarship and you came and found us. We ain't come and find you. Why are you complaining to me?
Hello.
Well,
extra curricular.
Very much that.
Extra. And you can choose not to deal with this extra.
You can choose not to be here.
Yes, and that's okay. And if that's how you genuinely feel, I want you to go ahead and do that.
Because you holding up my show with your shenanigans.
Okay, and I understand. I'm not saying that I didn't gripe and I didn't complain, but this consistent griping and complaining, this consistent, oh my God, why we got to do this? You don't have to do anything.
You really don't. You can stay home.
Yes.
Indefinitely.
Go back to your dorm room and enjoy your life.
Yeah.
Because we are all making sacrifices. I think the other thing is that you are expected to be a student too. And don't complain to me about you got homework, because so do I. And when I was in the band, we got out of band practice 1, 2 o'clock, whatever time they felt like we were free to go. And I have a degree already. So you getting out at 9, 9:30, 10, 10:30 at the latest, I don't have sympathy for.
I'm not even gonna tell you what time we got out of rehearsal.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine. So it's the thing is that
I think it can't.
We lost you.
Yeah.
rainbows every
Okay.
Well, there you go.
not that's just not reality.
Uh-oh.
But the am I
Losing
gone?
it.
Are
You
you
must have
losing
just
me?
pulled
I got
in.
I
Where
did.
you
Yeah, I
at,
just
Portia?
got home.
Yeah, she just
Uh,
pulled into her garage, so it's kind of splitting
Yeah.
back and forth between Wi-Fi and not, probably. But no,
yeah, it's not. That's funny that you bring that up because we had that situation on the team this year. I caution people about trying to make a comeback. It is not the glitz that you think it is. It's really hard. And you have to, if you're thinking that the way things are now or the way things were is the way that things are, it's not. It's just not. The personality of your team changes like every 2 years.
mm,
And so, I tell people that all the time. This team is not the same team. They don't have the same, the team itself doesn't have the same personality. They don't have the same energy. It's different. Their energy is different. And so when people try to, make that comeback, it's difficult. And I had a difficult situation because I had COVID babies. And I
mm,
had the ones in 2020 who literally lost their senior year, lost their year because of COVID and was contemplating coming back in 21. And I said, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. It is not the same. It's just not. And I would hate for you to be disappointed,
mm.
because it's not what you think it is. And I would hate for me to have to sit you down because you ain't doing what you're supposed to do, or you don't want to come to rehearsal, or because you want to do other things. You got a job, this, that, and the third. It's like,
A job.
yeah, girl, they got jobs.
Job.
Job. They have
How?
jobs.
Portia, I think you on mute.
You're on mute, Portia.
Mm-mm. You might have to come back out and come back in, maybe. But what
Yeah.
jobs?
Yeah, girl, jobs. They have jobs, but some of them have to. Some of them
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. It's like we didn't have to have jobs. My mom told me to quit my job. She said, quit your job so you can go enjoy college. That's what she told me.
Yeah, we never know what anybody's situation is or what,
Yeah.
And of course that's a whole different type of conversation. But
Yeah.
just even still,
School is expensive.
it is very expensive and growing.
Expensive. And another problem though is that students do not plan for college before coming to college. They just expect that money is just gonna fall out the sky.
Yeah.
It's not. You need to plan. If you have a job when you are a junior and senior in high school, you should be putting that money away.
Yeah.
Put that money away for your college, for your tuition. You should be looking for scholarships and applying for scholarships and all of that. That is, people just come to college and they don't plan for it.
And of course, like I said, you're exactly right. That's something that's a whole different conversation. But for those who may have a different, situation going on and they're just working, I guess, just because they want to buy their clothes from Fashion Nova or whatever. I'm being funny. I'm honestly being funny.
I know.
But I couldn't even think about work with what time? Because it was very much go to school. Hell, I was gonna say take a nap, but take a nap when? Try and figure out a time to do my homework. Go to band practice, go to band practice, go to band practice, go home.
Go home. Try to do some work.
If there was something left over, try
If
and
you
go
had
to
a
sleep.
boyfriend or a girlfriend, you could forget that.
That too. Come on, you want to come over and go to sleep? Because that's all we do. Come get in bed so we can lay down.
You know what a lot of them do now? They schedule their classes on certain days. So like they'll schedule all their classes on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. They'll have Tuesday and Thursday off, and they'll go work on Tuesday and Thursday and then Sunday. But we have this issue of, okay, I gotta work. I got, I gotta do this. I gotta go to class. I have to do my homework. I have to work. And then they come to band rehearsal and they want to leave band rehearsal because they haven't done their homework. And so they'll come up and say, I got a paper due in 6 hours. And then I'll say, well, did they just tell you this morning you had a paper due? And then they'll say, no, I knew about it. Okay, then why did you wait 6 hours before your paper is due to turn it in?
Right.
And you get the shrug, you know, and then I'm like, well, that sounds like a personal problem to me.
Yeah.
That you are not scheduling you are not managing your time the way that you need to manage it. And they really, 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 really feel entitled to take band rehearsal time and go do their homework.
Wow.
And let us sit them down and have them on the sideline for the game. You'll hear all kinds of tea sucking. So yeah. So, that is a problem that we have is, we want to do it all. And, we want to be able to take band rehearsal time to do it. And we already don't rehearse as much as other people do.
Exactly. Because if I can tell you listen, from even my transition between having different directors or even from high school to college, every year the schedule was different. You know what I'm saying? And by the time the end of it was shorter and more feasible because of all the different things that had changed and whatever. Okay, so I can only imagine what it is now. But you telling me these folks have jobs? So I understand.
People when I went in the band had jobs, but they also showed up early for practice to make sure they were caught up, or after they left work, they stayed after practice to make sure that they were not behind.
Yeah.
That is not happening now. People just show up the next day lost. And if you call them out for being lost, is, well, I had to work yesterday. This is your job too, because more of these students are on scholarship than I've ever seen before. And what kind of job do you go to that you have where you don't do the work and still get paid?
I need one of them. Sign me up. Sign me up.
Give me one of those, please.
But it is so.
Give me one of those, please.
Okay, I want 2 of those. Okay, if I can have multiple jobs if I don't have to show up and I'm still gonna get a check. And I get it. Some of them have to work, but this is your job too. But they don't look at it like that. It's more of they owe us this.
Right. They owe us, and then they start kind of taking advantage. Like I said, some of them have time to do their homework and do what they're supposed to do. They just wait till the last minute and then want to miss band rehearsal. No. Oh well, yeah. Go ahead. Bye.
That ain't what I say.
What?
Every night when I leave here, I'm going to do the same thing you do. And most of the time, I'm starting later because I have other responsibilities. Nope. Especially if you on scholarship, we're going to be here together.
Listen, I just like sometimes you can tell like things there are legitimate reasons, and
Yeah.
so you and we are always accommodating, always. But man, you give some people a rope, they want to be a freaking cowboy.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Then they get caught and they look strange, like I did something to you.
Yeah.
No. And
Yeah.
I really do not subscribe to these kids are different. No, they not. We
No.
treating them different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I try to even stop this year using the word kids. These aren't kids, these are adults.
They are adults.
So I'm going to hold you to adult standards. If
Mhm.
you don't communicate, whatever the consequence of that is, you're going to have to eat that, because that's what's going to happen in the
Mhm.
real world. I say this to
Mhm.
the Silks all the time. I want you all to leave here and be able to be successful in real life. The Spartan
Mhm.
Legion is not giving out degrees. We're
Mhm.
not. That's not how this even works. And I would be doing you a disservice if I allowed you to get away with some of this stuff, because you're not going to be able to get away with it in a professional setting. And the last time that I checked is that was the purpose of college.
Yep. Yep. But it's interesting because Edwin said, is this the expectation that they're getting from high school?
Nope.
And I mean, but high school is different. And so there is sort of a jump. There's a little gulf right here. High school is different. But I think we do a pretty good job of educating them about how it has to be. This is how it is. This is college. Some of them come, when they're high school seniors, and they'll come up here and they'll take classes and they'll spend time on campus. And then we have the summer bridge program where they come up and they take classes and they have to get accustomed to how things go. And we give them that. This is how it goes. You go to class, you come to band rehearsal, and then you got to find time to do your homework. That's on you.
Yeah.
That's on you. My senior year in college, I didn't go to bed before 4:30 a.m. Not now night. Not now night. Did I go to bed before 4:30 a.m.?
That's my life now.
Yeah.
That's my life now.
So
When I get off here, I'm going to do schoolwork till probably
yes,
about 3 o'clock.
right. We got things to do. So it's you have to drive it home. And I think to a degree we have abused the whole full scholarship anomaly.
Mm.
First of all, we don't give full. Band does not give full scholarships. Uh, and you know, uh, the kids, if you notice, the adults. I'm sorry, the adults. If you notice, uh, they are starting to choose schools not because they like that band or they're loyal to that band. They're choosing
They're gonna
schools.
give me a full ride,
And
or
money.
They gonna give
they
me a
are doing
full
that.
ride.
That used to be how academics was working. Now they're doing
Right.
that with marching band.
Right.
And then, and it's like, oh, I chose your school, but such and such offered me this much more.
And you already know what Tim says.
In my mind is go ahead. I
Yeah.
enjoy
Well,
your
what you
little
talking to me for? You better go
right.
get that money.
Let me just give y'all the real. Now these whole like college reveals, these band reveals, spare me.
Yeah.
You pick that school, go ahead. It's a little bit too much for me to be bouncing hats back and forth, and which one I'm going to, I don't care.
No, they literally do that. And then, they'll be like, yeah, well, so and so said, they're gonna offer me, a full ride. And he said, well,
Godspeed.
and then they get all, wigged out when they realize that all these band directors know one another and pretty much talk to each other on a regular basis. Well, you gonna tell Dr. Oliver that I said, congratulations.
Right. Godspeed. Light and peace. Okay. Go ahead. I want you to go ahead over there because you did not, this wasn't the place for you.
It's not the place
Yeah.
for you. It's
And
not
that's
the place for
okay.
you.
Like, that's all right. Like, we had a couple of students, and I won't call no names, this school that has a newer band program that was offering them all this money. I'm gonna go here. Hey, love to have you, but you know, it's okay. You gotta make the best decision for you.
You gotta
Now
do
it's the
what you gotta do.
emails. Well, I don't really like it here. Not you don't really like it. You don't really like it. Okay.
Again, what they got to do with me?
Yeah.
You thought we
Is
was
that
gonna
money
say,
still
"Oh, that's
available?
too bad. Come on over here, child, please."
Is that money still available? It's not. We
Well,
gave
no,
it
it wasn't available when it was offered to you. We splitting hairs trying to get you
right. And you see what you thought is you was gonna say that, and we was gonna beg you, baby. Not. No.
Ain't no nickel and diamond over here.
And it's
This
so.
this
It's
is
so.
still something that you have to love. You have to love doing it. If you don't love doing this, it's gonna be a long 4 years.
Oh my gosh. And it's going to be long for everybody. So if you don't want to do it, tell your mama, because my mama want me to do this. My auntie want me to do this. I don't really like this, but I'm going to do it because y'all giving me $5,000. No. Find another easier earned $5,000. It'll make all of our lives
easier. Yeah, you've got to love it. And just imagine, me, this is my 4th HBCU that I've coached at. What is wrong with me? You should be asking me what's wrong with me. What?
That's a spot in heaven for you, because baby, when I tell you this, probably, child, when my day comes to an end here, I think I'm gonna reclaim my time.
You should reclaim your time.
You should, because you got a lot of time to reclaim.
I just want you to know the Foxes are it for me. I am retiring after I'm done with the Foxes. So yeah, I it's a lovely thing. I don't think I'll ever just totally be away from this. Of course not, especially not as long as my husband is involved. But you have to love this to get up and every day and do this, and
keep going, drag yourself. And I mean, to me, the highs are the highs. Like California was like
high. Y'all were floating. Y'all were floating.
And those moments make it worth it. But I'm telling you, some days I just come in here and be like, girl, is this for you?
Yeah.
Is it, is it for you? But it's not, those bad days are bad days. It's a lot of good days, but some days you be like, Lord, take the wheel, the car, the whole bus, just take it.
Yeah. I got the Dr. Isaac Griggs spirit. I do. I mean, I got the longevity spirit.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
But let me tell you what people are going to miss. The OG legendary forever band directors. Those band directors and coaches are going to be few and far between. Bands are going to start to have new band directors, every 5 years. So it's just the way that
it's happening so much more often now. I'm like,
the way that this industry is going now is, you can kind of say goodbye to, the old way of how things were being done.
That's a little bit scary though, right?
That's
like
terrifying.
If I sign up, like I'm coming to the school, not the person that such and such gave me money, so I'm gonna go there. But I've been wanting to be a part of this program for however long. This section that I'm joining, this band is legendary, right? And then you get there and you don't know how long the program that attracted you, the coach that attracted you, you have no idea how long they're going to be there. I mean, to me, that's crazy. So then to me, you're going to see, in my opinion, more like band hopping, because this ain't what I signed up for.
It's not what I signed up for. We're going to be doing this. We're going to be getting in the portal. We're going to have our own portal.
Yeah.
We're going to be moving around.
This is not what I signed up for. Who is this? Who is she? Who is he? What is this? We doing what now? Oh no, I didn't sign up for this. So I think we're going to, that's true. And when like it is becoming more like college coaches, it is like every year towards the end of the season, and especially to me, especially last year with auxiliary, you was like,
yep.
Every other day it was like, boop, 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 boop. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, it is. It's changing. It's changing.
But
and I can't in my right mind, I cannot discourage a person coming to say, if somebody wanted to come to PB from another squad, I can't discourage them. They want to dance. I can't. Now,
and whatever was happening over there wasn't fulfilling that need. And I could see that. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know. I think my mentality was we marched like, well, my last half of high school, my last year, we marched like Norfolk. And I liked that style. I had done the core style, and I smile more now, but that just wasn't me then. So I like that. That worked for me. I just don't know if somebody had showed up and been like, it's glitter, it's lipstick, it's body rolls. This the new Silkettes. I probably would have been like, no, it ain't. Good night. But there's nobody else for me to go to. So it would have just been no marching for me. But
I remember when Dr. Sanford made them take them helmets off and curl it.
Curl hair.
They were so
no. He didn't. I don't. That must have been before me. But in 08, I don't know if you remember this. In 08, he had got mad about something, and he was like, "Y'all not wearing them helmets."
That was my year.
I'm ashamed to say this, but I acted so crazy. He just let us put it back on. Every time he said something to me, my response was, I'll be doing that right if I had my helmet.
You a disruptor is what you are. You a disruptor. Look at you. Look at you.
Like, hey, Portia, I'll be like, it's not a good day. I don't have no helmet.
That was the year that he told y'all to take them helmets off, curl your hair, put on some makeup, and y'all
we didn't curl no hair, and we didn't put on no makeup. We all had braids back in a bun because I was section leader that year, and we looked as mean as possible without them helmets. Because at first, we had the helmets on, it'll cover our face a little bit. We wasn't smiling, but we weren't mean mugging. I said everybody need to have a grit face. I'm talking about look mean the whole time. And he was like, I know you told him to do that. I know it's your fault. Yeah, you wouldn't have any of this if I had my helmet on because they wouldn't see my whole face.
Yeah, they love them helmets. They love those helmets, boy. I was like, wow, man. But
that's hilarious.
I'm telling you. And it was so ridiculous. Every time, and Dr. Zach was like, how long are you going to keep this up? I'm like, every time he says something to me, my response is going to include something about
until I drive it home. That's how long I'm going to do it.
If I have my helmet, this would be a problem.
Until you understand where I'm coming from.
Where's my helmet?
It was only one game that it lasted because he was sick of me. I'm talking about, he told me that if you don't get that girl, I'm going to kill her.
Portia said, I'm ready to die on this hill, baby. I hope you ready.
On this hill, I shall perish, okay?
Yo.
You is not, baby. What? He was like, you're just so cute in the face. I said, we ain't trying to be cute. Where is my helmet?
That's hilarious.
Between me and I think a couple of our alumni made some calls. It was one game. and we had them helmets back. And then when he came, then I know he was sick of me. I know he was so ready for me to go. Then the game that we got him back, he was standing on the podium and he was like, "Go ahead." He called me Posha. "Go ahead, Posha. You doing all right today?" I said, "So great day because I got this helmet. Thank you, sir." Woo! I don't know how he dealt with me, baby. I don't even know. I was never disrespectful, but I would, ooh, child, it would be.
You was definitely passive aggressive. That's for
Why?
sure.
Oh, child, I don't even understand, baby. I don't know why he loved me to death, but we were like oil and water.
That was just like hot ice in them green dresses, man. You know, and we tried to have like another color dress, and it just didn't jive. And they went back to those green dresses.
And it's crazy because they wear all kinds of stuff now.
Which that in itself wasn't the thing. I mean, we could have just gotten newer green dresses. You know what I mean? But no, they wanted those green dresses, and those green dresses were falling apart. And I was just like, but you're right. They wear just about anything now. They wear, it just took them time.
But you know what didn't change? Them silk ass still got on them helmets. Somebody said to me,
they still have on helmets.
To this day.
You need to get a t-shirt that says, "Where's my helmet?
Where's my helmet?"
Yep. Uh-oh, there she went again.
There she went again. Julie.
What else is going on in the auxiliary world these days?
I would assume, I guess, preparing for auditions. Nothing new. Well, actually, you know what? I think I was looking. There was something on HBCU Buzz that I saw. What was it? And of course, now that I'm looking for it, I'm not going to be able to find it.
You remember what it was about?
Nope.
Hey.
A lot of life has been happening since then, and of course, I can't even find it. I don't know. Well, next time I find it, I'll put it in my notes, and we can talk about it on another show because I don't even know what I'm looking for right now.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right. Now, y'all didn't talk about the honeybees at all.
What about them?
You didn't say. They're the only full-size team that was at the Battle of the Bands. So there was
Go ahead.
I skimmed through the performances. Like I told you, I watched it for this show. They had a feature.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it.
It's towards the end of their show.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. I've been
people body shaming. I don't know what you're talking about, Simon.
Simon, I don't know. You gotta fill us in on that.
I think in terms of like the honeybees, like they always do a great job. You know what I'm saying?
Talking about that. He said talking about people with body shaming. Who was body shaming?
Right. We gotta figure that out. When they do close out their show, and I didn't watch it till the end. I kind of skimmed that battle because it was getting a little lengthy.
Fair. It was like 3 hours or something like that. But no, I guess at this point in time, it's just like I know that what they're going. Okay. I'm not saying that it's predictable. That's not what I'm trying to say. But just like they have made truly a lane from themselves. They bring a different type of house. They bring a different type of vibe to the show. It definitely gives that kind of like that excitement that we want to have across the board for all of our bands, all of our teams. They constantly bring that. So it's like, well, we already know that. Just like when Beyonce come to town, we know she gonna kill it. When the honeybees get on that floor, we know that they gonna kill it.
They're gonna give it 1,000. And when I'm telling you that effort and that sell it factor, I think it always looks like to me that they're having a good time.
They enjoy what they do.
Um,
Absolutely.
that
I
it's
want to know who does their uniforms.
baby, they got some stuff.
They got some sponsorships. They got some folks that's rocking with them.
Let me tell you something. They got some stuff.
Yeah.
But I think that I always talk when I'm watching the Silkettes or they're practicing and stuff like that. I'll always say to them like, it's dry, or I can tell that y'all not feeling it today. You know what I'm saying? You have to sell your performance. If you're not enjoying doing it, it is not going to come across. You can always, to me, I can always tell when a squad is just going through the motions, or a person out there is just going through the motions. It comes across in your performance. With them, I never see that. I'm talking about every time they show up, they own 1,000. I'm like, it's probably a joy to coach them.
Even down to them marching back into the band hall. Every march out video that I've ever seen of Alabama State, it's as if they marching straight to the field. You know what I'm saying? It's they literally just woke up out of bed. The energy is on 50,000. I'm like, the endurance, regardless.
They just look so. I love the way they look.
Yeah,
everything is just so.
It's
nice,
done right.
It's so classy, and it's done right.
Consistently.
And I just that's just what I love about them. Because regardless of what type of team you are, you know, good is good and bad is bad.
Yeah.
Across the board. Across the board.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that, you know, I wish I could give this advice to other teams. They do what they can do well. They do it. You know, I see some teams be out there trying to do stuff that they can't do.
They have their lane and they own it. And that's all. That's the standard. That's the standard for yourself. Yep. Find your lane, because it's enough lanes, and just own it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And people will respect it.
Right.
Right.
Yep. That I think we are all in there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they get their tens from me. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, I just.
I mean, it's good. Like, they're together
in a great way. Yeah.
They do formations. They, you know, they move. They all of the things that we look for in the other featured teams. They do.
Yeah, and it's some things that I don't. Just even the shows in and of themselves, they found some things that they've thrown in there that I'm like, I wouldn't even thought about that. But the execution was top tier. It flowed.
That thing they did with the drum majors this year, I was like,
yeah.
This the one right here. This is it. They did that, you know, and I just feel like, you know, they're not getting their just due because they don't look like everybody else. But I'm sorry. Right now, today, if I went and tried to do any of that, I would be half dead. Okay, let me explain something. I do not know how people, you know, be marching at, you know, at these advanced ages that I'm at. Okay, because I'm telling you right now, nope. My body can't do it. Hats off to them. Praise the Lord. You got it.
Yeah.
Some people be like, you know, if they, you know, I think it was like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, like if they ever go back to Honda or they do this, would you go? As what?
What you said as what?
No, I have nothing else to prove. Okay, let me explain something to you. I have the footage and I'm done. No way. No, sir. I respect what they're doing. I think it's awesome. I want them to keep going regardless. Keep doing your thing, your way.
Yeah.
And you'll get love. And that's just what it is.
Yeah. Absolutely.
As what? You ain't got one more show in your portion?
Oh no, baby, no. Mm-mm. A couple of years ago, I think it was 3 or 4 years ago, Turquoise, she had started a dance studio and they had like a performance. She did like the Beyonce homecoming theme, and I twirled with the undergrad girls. Let me explain something to you. That first day of rehearsal, I was like,
Did it take you out?
oh my God. Like, my arms do not work anymore. Okay. And then the next morning, first of all, I want to be clear. I hadn't twirled and I don't even know how many years. That first day, I was like, oh my God, I am not even good at this anymore. This is the problem. I'm not even good at this anymore. Okay. What in the world? I'm talking about twirls that I knew like the back of my hand. I was like, wait, do that again. It was rough for me. And then, I mean, that next morning I couldn't even lift my arms up. And I was like, ooh, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got the footage. We killed it. Okay. But it won't like riding a bike. I had to literally, I was living in an apartment. This is before I bought my house. I was outside in a parking lot. I was like, oh no, they not finna get me. You won't have me out here looking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I got my little life together, but no, I don't have no more shows.
I look back at 2019 at our last reunion, and I just wonder what the hell was I thinking?
Michelle, why do you think that?
I will never do that again.
I told him you got your one with that high kick, Michelle. Now I ain't gonna lie to you. You got your one. You got your one.
Wasn't nothing high about that kick.
Michelle, your adrenaline.
Let me tell you.
Anybody that can do it, we got people in our alumni band that's like older than me, that's just like still killing the game. And listen, that is so amazing for you. I don't want that for me. My body don't want that for me. I'm good.
I be like, do these folks be practicing year round? Like, is this just something that they just do?
I don't know. But what I'm telling you now, what I will tell you is before I hyperextended my knee like a crazy person. I was marching around the school with the band while they was preparing for. One night they did like 3.5 miles. I did that whole thing with them. But that's like cardio. But I'm gonna tell you, when they kicked down, I was like, "Who Lord?" I'm not cut out.
But you said marching and cardio. Marching and doing a little something on the elliptical is
no, they're not the same thing. But marching itself is cardio.
But for 3.5 miles.
Listen.
Did y'all see the?
I thought I was in the drum corps, rolling them feet because ain't no 90 coming out of me for no 3.5 miles. No, not in this day and age, Lord, no.
I don't even do that at Orange Theory, so no.
Exactly.
That's a no.
That would have been given very much real toe.
Maya, did you see the video of homecoming this year with the drum majors and stuff, and they caught themselves doing the dance routine? They did really well. It's all Larry's fault. They did really good, but man, some of them.
What we talking about?
But
homecoming, PV's homecoming. Did you see PV's homecoming, the show?
I thought I did. What did I miss?
You missed the alumni in the front and all the drum majors and stuff doing the dance routine. You ain't see that?
Maybe I missed that.
Oh, you got to go back and look at that.
What happened?
They probably killed it, and the next day they was like, "Oh my God!"
Felt it. I bet they did.
I can't search for videos on Apple Watch.
Really?
Not Siri being nosy.
Yeah, my Apple Siri is off the chain. She just do what she want.
Girl, ain't nobody talking to you, girl. What?
You gotta go back and look at that video. It was good. They were hype. But man, I bet the next day.
Yeah.
And Larry is still doing Drumline Live, so he's still in shape.
See, and you really don't know how in shape you are or how in shape you were or whatever it took to do that stuff
Do it again.
until you listen. I called myself putting on I said, I don't feel like going to the gym. I decided I was going to start going back to the gym full time, right? I said, well, I don't feel like going to the gym today. Let me do some cardio. I said, oh, I can turn on one of the old fifth quarters and I'm going to throw counts as if we were still child. I turned that video on. I watched the whole video from my seat. I said, well, no, I don't think that's gonna quite cut it today. Like maybe I'll try again next week, but I'm a little
It's
bit
hard. It's hard.
That's
It
what
is
you mean.
really hard. Yeah.
No. But yeah, you talking about endurance in shape. And like you say, you using muscles that you don't even, it's effortless because you've been doing it for so long, you don't even think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Try to watch me try and bust a high kick. I be done bust my ass, okay? Trying to do it. It's kicking this damn name.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all gonna have to inform me a year and a half before
Okay.
anybody want me to do any homecomings. I need to know a year and a half in advance because that's how long it's gonna take to get it
Right.
back on together. All right.
And I don't
Just so you
want to.
know.
This is coming from somebody who loves, adores the field show. I only want to do the stands. I'm telling you right now. I'm not marching 8.5, 7, whatever minutes it is. I ain't doing it.
Well, you know what I do during band camp when we sweep the field? I do get out there with the band and I march with them.
Yeah, I was doing that during band camp.
It's exercise. It's good exercise.
Yeah.
It's really good exercise. So,
but I ain't marching and twirling.
well, yeah, that's a totally different thing.
I don't even know if my hand-eye coordination is up to par anymore. You talking about moving my feet, doing the back scratching while I'm doing I don't even know what a drill at that. No.
Yeah.
They're looking like I got 2 left feet, Lord.
Okay, what's wrong with her?
You sure you used to be you sure you are who you say you are? You sure you used to be out there doing that? Because it don't look like it.
Because I got video.
Of what?
I have video of you
doing what?
In your heyday, marching, dancing, all of that.
They say that they got it on YouTube, and that's exactly where it's gonna stay. Because I don't know if it'll ever come and see a daylight again.
Yeah, they always to join alumni band. No, I don't.
Exactly, like you said, for what and do what?
Look at you. I pay the dues, but I'm telling you right now,
I help y'all with y'all little outfits.
And I think on top of that, homecoming week is so crazy. I ain't no way.
Oh yeah, you already have your hands full.
Yeah, I can't do anything. Homecoming week is too much.
Yeah,
it's just too much. But yeah.
Oh, y'all know we done talked up here for 2 hours. Have we ever sat up here and talked this long? I didn't even realize it.
No, but I was waiting on you. I said, let me go ahead and do my little assignment today. When I was on my lunch break, I said, let me go and skim through these shows. I don't want to see none of these stand battles.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, once I saw that they were standing facing each other and the video was most of the videos were from the side, this is dumb. You're not going to waste my time like that. I don't.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to see who would try to be creative on that. Well, once I saw it was slip and slide, I realized it was good that people weren't more creative, but I wanted to see if people were going to try different things to kind of finagle a field show. But I just want to encourage these people doing these battle of the bands, find somewhere with a field, please.
Yeah, put that flow down because I didn't even think about that. There was no floor.
when I first saw it, I was like, "Is that a basketball court?" And then the first day I went out there, and it was this one girl. I was like, "Ooh, I know that baby can't wait to get off this floor." She just like, you know how the new baby deal.
And the thing is, I don't know if there's something that they can put on the floor, you know, some kind of cleaner or polyurethane or something. And that floor is not supposed to be slippery like that.
To make
I
it
don't know what
relaxed.
happened.
So I don't know if it was dusty, because a lot of times if a floor gets really dusty, then it'll be slippery. You know, yes, and it was an acoustics nightmare. It
Oh
was.
my God, Jesus!
It
I'm glad
was.
you said that. I was listening to some of those videos. Like, let me tell you something. All of the drum lines sounded like they was playing on trash cans.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my Lord Jesus, what is happening here?"
Yeah, it was an acoustics nightmare. I could have some commentary on that, but I'm just gonna leave that alone. Some of the bands, I was like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, the internet is undefeated, because the ones we saying G's to, they was going in. I saw the comments before. I forgot that the battle was even happening that day. And when I went on social media that night, I say, "Good God, what happened?" Some of those comments were definitely unforgiving.
Oh man, I'm glad I didn't see it. Like I said, I only went and looked at the dance stuff. You know, I try not to go and look at all of it, because you know I just don't have the time.
Yeah, it was
But
some stuff. I was just like, "Good God, can we hurry up and get this feature over so I can move on to the next?" Because
I was trying to read this comment from well, it's high up in the thread, but that Simon, what he was explaining, the whole body shaming thing. I have to go back and do some research because I haven't really been on the interwebs and Instagrams and things, so I haven't seen anything like this come across my timeline. But I'll do some research and maybe we can talk about it later.
yeah,
yeah, I don't. There's certain people, like I follow Brianni, but I don't really, you know, I'm not in any of those groups and stuff where they talk about a lot of those things. I have friends that are, and sometimes they'll screenshot it and send it to me, but I'm not in those groups. I can't stomach the groups. It's too much trash talking in there.
Yeah, I will say this. I did watch the first stand battle with Southern and Alabama State.
Alabama State, yeah.
And I just want to say, some of them counts that was thrown from them dolls that gave me some things. I was like, okay, and that girl in that front, baby, yes. Yeah.
At this point, I'm like, does she have to graduate? Like,
right.
She might as well just
get a
do one more.
degree. Oh my God.
You might as well just do one more. Okay.
It was.
You didn't want to do one more, if you remember.
Well, we're not talking about me. You know, this is a different day and age. You know, the cameras is different. You know, the whole experience is different. You know, so
it's totally different.
Maybe she want to do one more, but she like, yeah. When I say she has mastered her craft, yeah.
And I mean, it's just I don't know. I if I'm behind her receiving these counts, I got to go up, because she done just sent this thing back here. You understand? This is the one.
You ain't gonna show me up having me back here looking crazy and you doing the 1, 2, and the 3, 4. No, yeah.
I just was excited. I said, okay, I had started to watch it, and then I was like, oh, and then I said, well, wait a minute, she doing a little something here. Wait a minute. Oh, that's new. That's new.
They did have some new stuff.
Yes, because I've always been a Dolls fan. Like I've always, and you know, she had did it. I said, come on with it. That's new. I like that. That's different. That's a little okay. That's a little. Yeah, she had threw her head back one time and came on up, and I said, okay.
Even down to the formation that they were sitting in, like it was one and it was 2-2-1-1, two in the middle, 2-2-1-1. I was like, I hadn't even seen them set up like that before. But yeah,
I don't know. I was here for all of that. I said, yes, this is what I'm talking about. This is the high. And then I started skipping because I had band practice. And this, yeah. Mm-mm.
You know, for a group like the Dolls that are, you know, steeped in tradition and like to be known as innovators, to see them branch out and start doing other stuff, um,
But it
it,
still screams
it's
dog.
a risk. It's a risk for them
Yeah,
to
but
really,
do it.
I can
So
imagine.
dog
yeah,
to me. Like it's new, it's different. It screams doll, but it's like, okay, that's new. I like it, but I'm not on the inside. People,
no,
can
no,
have
no. I like it. I like seeing them do different things too. We have been waiting for a long time to start seeing some different things, but it's risky for them because of how much people talk about them.
but what we say, is it good? Because that was good, honey. That was that I said this is yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
I like it. This is beautiful.
Right. Send that one again. I just want to see it again. I know the people don't.
Because people, they can do the least little thing, and if somebody don't like it, and they go in and go into the groups and start talking and thing, you know, and it's a lot. I'm glad. I'm glad. I like that people like us, but I'm glad that you know, there's some levity kind of when it comes to our team and other teams. I don't really have to worry about that yet. I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. I was excited about some of that stuff. I say yes.
Now, you know, Alabama A&M is good in the stands too now.
Baby, I did not watch them because I was trying to skim through. I was prepared for my assignment.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
I wrote down on my work notepad where their stand started at on this video because I'm gonna go watch it because I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I after seeing them live, I was like, okay, it's some stuff going on here, and I want to see. Because that captain
Yeah.
there, when we was in Charlotte, I said, oh, okay, she, okay, I'm gonna go watch her.
They're
Yeah.
good. Sting S did well too. Sting S did
Yeah.
well.
Let me
You
tell
know
you.
me, I'm not for the booty twirls, but other than that, they
Okay,
did
here's the question that I had.
really well. They
That
did extremely
first song or that intro that they played before at the beginning of the stands, the first stand song, they went first. Was that a gospel intro? Because the move that they did had threw me off a little bit because it was some open legs, and I was like, to Jesus?
Yeah.
well.
I need somebody to clarify that to me because I was like, wait a minute, Lord, we don't do certain things for Jesus. See, Edwin said, yeah. See, I thought that was gospel. I know
And
gospel.
see, I had the same thought because she did the hair whip to the side.
And them legs curled open. I said, wait a minute, Lord.
Was it a gospel song?
That intro
I
was
wasn't
gospel.
for sure.
We
That-
say no.
That intro was gospel. I know gospel. That was gospel.
I got spell. But no, because when I first saw it, I said, now, did they change something? Maybe they changed the intro. Maybe she didn't know or something, but she definitely did the leg open, hair swinging. I said, ooh.
Ooh, to the Lord.
But then she sat there and I was like, okay, well, maybe she realized what it was. But yeah, no, I thought that's
okay.
I thought the same thing.
Simon, yes, I
am.
Listen, I don't miss very much. And I was like, okay, I'm ready to see. Wait a minute. Is that to Jesus? Wait a minute. Now, what I will say is they to me, they're the stand portion of this is I think one of the best I've seen them this season. This thing is I'm talking about they was locked in. I was like, okay,
very clean.
I was feeling it. But the beginning, I was taken aback. I'm telling you, I was like, oh,
Maybe it was a mistake.
It might have been, but I wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy. I
Okay.
wanted to make sure that I didn't imagine that was a gospel song. Okay.
I'm with you.
I wasn't listening that close. I
Yeah,
was watching.
Because at first I was like, oh, they about to take us to church. But then I got distracted because she threw that head and them legs came open. And I said, well, Lord.
Mhm. But then that's why I said maybe she realized because she buttoned it on up.
Yeah,
real
she didn't
quick,
do
like,
anything else. And
right.
I said, they might have, because you know sometimes that happens to auxiliary. They'll switch it up and don't say nothing to us.
Don't say nothing.
And
Right.
so it might have been one of those moments. But I just thought, Portia, you imagine that wasn't gospel. That wasn't gospel. But okay, I'm not okay.
No,
We don't-
it's not just you because she probably thought it was Genesis or something, and then here they come with greater. So you know, it was switched it up real quick. You know,
that happened. So I was like, maybe they didn't tell her.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause I was
or
like,
they changed. Yeah, they may have changed it, or she might have just
You're
jumped.
right.
In.
She
She
might
may
have
have just jumped in too quick.
yeah.
She might
That
have. She got excited. It was a lot of people in there, and she was from across from that beast that's
Yeah.
leading dolls. So maybe she got a little excited,
Yeah.
and she
Yeah.
started that early.
I wasn't paying attention to the music, so I missed all of that.
Listen, it was gospel.
Go look at it, Miss. Now you got to go look at it.
I'm gonna go look at it.
Because I had the first I had that same little thought, and I was like, well, I can't confirm nor deny, but all right.
If
Okay.
I had time, I would have went back and listened to it again. But I said, "Well, she can't deal with that right now. You might have imagined that, so keep going."
See, now I'm gonna have to Shazam it. I'm gonna have to sit there with my phone and see.
I know the gospel song. I know the gospel song, but I can't think of the name of it right now.
Yeah, now I'm about to go rewatch it right now.
Yeah, I got it. I'm gonna have to go check that out again. I missed that.
Once you watch it, Miss Shaw, text us. I'm telling you, I was like, oh, okay, Lord.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna have to go back and watch Miles College and see where these golden stars was, because I did not see them on the course.
People were saying that their uniforms were really cute, and
oh, that was one of those intrusive thoughts that came out without me realizing it. My bad. I'm so sorry that little, because
they were nice. They were different and they were nice.
It was blue and sparkly. Maybe it was dark purple and sparkly.
I mean, people were talking about the uniforms, and I guess I was expecting something special, but
it was a pep rally outfit, I guess.
I mean, it was a nice uniform, but they just I don't know if they were just like, not quite ready because of the timing, or if they've regressed as a team or what. I don't know.
But that's the thing. Even this past season,
I mean,
they've been on it. They've been looking good to me, but
very good. They have been looking very good. So it's just like this. When you go up against the big dogs, you got to come with it.
Yeah,
it has to be extraordinary. And Miles College is they don't play a lot of SWAC schools. They might. I don't even know if they ever play SWAC schools. So they don't get to go up against SWAC and MEAC dancers very often. And you know what I'm saying? We have, anytime the dancing dolls can come off a Christmas and New Year's break and still look like that, you have to really, really, be on your game.
Yeah.
That's what I said. She might have got excited.
You gotta be on your game.
Now, everybody was excited.
Selection got them. What they dance to?
I don't know.
Yeah, I was watching.
But I do talking about Miles College. But I know in that stand battle, when you said that they don't see many bands, that made sense, because when Miles College decided to to put their lips together and play no, I was gonna say Get Ready. They decided, what did they play? Get Ready? It was either Get Ready or We Came to Play. I can't. It was one of them. They played it to Jackson State, and I said, "Oh, damn, baby!" When I tell you they was having a time, them kids was having a damn time playing that. I said, "Oh, okay, maybe they don't get out much because it was the show." Well, it was one of what Jackson State is always going to play. You know what I'm saying? It was one of, for sure, like their songs, and they played it to them. And I said, "Oh Lord, are they really trying to like get to it?" You know what I'm saying? Like they really trying to turn up and battle. They said, "I got one night only. I got one chance. I got to give it all I got because we may not come in no more." But I said, "Damn, okay, well."
What is this thing going on now with the dance teams that are doing other people's steps and sort of like a challenge of some sort? What
Ooh,
are we doing?
child, I can either
Miss Shauna, why would you bring that up? 2 hours and 15. Now that's a whole show.
I know. I'm sorry. We can talk about it next time. I want y'all to think about it.
Ooh, child, I know.
How do you
Because
feel about that?
It was a whole thing when we was in Charlotte, honey. It was a whole thing.
Yeah,
well, and Motion has done that. Motion has done that in the past.
The dissing has gone to a
And
whole
I'm
level.
just, and then we just kind of look at them like, when they do it to us, we're like, whatever.
Because what we supposed to do back?
I don't know.
It just doesn't excite me. I mean, whatever. You learned our sign. Thank you. Like,
TSU is good for stealing people's stuff.
I don't know, Lord, but I just
like PV and TSU, they like cousins. Like they have siblings. Some will be over in TSU and some will be in PV, or they be cousins and whatnot. And what they do is they can't keep their damn mouth shut. So they go over and they tell the people from TSU what we playing, right? And so that we show up at Labor Day Classic, and TSU loves to do this. And they try to do it every year. They try and find out what we playing, and then they play it first. They'll play it in the first quarter.
That's just every time. So much effort. Like, I'm telling you right now, like, I'll never forget, and Miss Shawn, you may remember this, when we, people from Hampton would come over here, send spies, different schools. That's just too much. We ain't sending nobody nowhere. We don't even care.
Mm-hmm.
We don't care. Yeah. Like, that's nuts to me.
Yeah, it is nuts to me. People scouting. What you scouting?
It's a lot. That's a whole lot, and I ain't got time.
TSU is that's a nice way of saying it. I mean, but they got family members that are best friends or people they went to high school with that are in the bands, and then they just get together and start talking. And next thing you know, somebody they got our whole doggone show. They playing it in the first quarter.
Anthony Brown and Drumline. Can we? I don't. Is there a nice way to discuss this? I don't know.
What?
How did y'all feel about Do I Do as a dance feature?
See, we talked about that before you got on.
I'm sorry, I missed it. Yeah. What y'all say?
I definitely said that.
I was just saying that they are dancing to different songs that are not the norm for them, that are not necessarily conducive to the J-setting style.
That's a good way of putting it.
The J-set style.
That's a good way of phrasing it.
And I think the last 2 shows that Jackson State has done has been theme shows. So they did the what's his name, Stevie Wonder show, and then they did the Wiz. And so they had slim pickings for what they got to pick to dance to. And those songs are not typically what the kind of song that they would normally dance to.
Oh, I love Stevie. And when we twirl to Do I Do, we didn't want to do it when Mr. Adams told us, but we did it.
Yeah, I remember.
I just didn't think it went well for them. And I think the slippery floor has something to do with it, because I saw one girl kind of grab herself. I just always have high hopes for them. and it didn't give me.
The question is, will you give them the room to change the way that Southern is changing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with that.
Because Jay, you know, they got a verb. When you become a verb, you big time. You big time. It's like Xerox. You know, when you become a verb, they are a verb.
That's true.
You know, so it is risky for them to do what they're doing the same way it is for the dolls. It's very risky.
Well,
listen, every team has gone through their change. When I came in and started coaching the Foxes, oh Lord, when we changed that style, good Lord Almighty, the president was getting emails.
I don't even know if it was the style or the song. I don't know if it was the style. I think it was the song. I don't know that I see any dance line dancing to that song.
They had to change the style because of the song.
Well, Miss Shanae was at that show.
Do I do? It just don't go. You can't buck to do I do.
And you can't buck to Christmas songs either. But whatever show that they did last season, whenever was it Ken Janae? Whatever her last year was, when JSU did a whole Christmas show. And they was out there bucking to dashing through the snow, or what, Jingle Bells or whatever song it was.
I was there. It was the Celebration Bowl.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Absolutely terrible. No.
I don't know how I feel about it, Portia. I mentioned that we even saw some technique.
Yeah, we did. And I'm not even mad at that. I just it was the song. When I heard it clack off, I say, oh no.
Okay, so let's do this for them. What could have been a better song, a Stevie Wonder song?
Good night.
Doesn't Stevie Wonder? Wait, let me.
I like Higher Ground. I like Higher Ground.
I would have went with Higher Ground, I think.
People. Yeah, I would have gone with Higher Ground. And I think
they could have threw some of that Jay set on that.
Yeah, they could have bucked on there.
Yeah.
Here I am about to say Superstition. That's what came into my head. I had to Google it.
I
don't really know a Stevie Wonder song that would.
Yeah. In fact, well, no, let me keep that to myself.
I don't know.
Yeah, Higher Ground would work.
And they could have even sped it up a little bit. Oh no, man!
I found a remix, and that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Or a sample. I was thinking that, or a sample. Like it's still his, but it would have. I don't know, but we would have had to have a remix or something. Because what I'm telling you is,
there's some good remixes out there. That's an option. If the song don't quite groove the way you need it to, you can find a remix.
Do you do an uptake and with the percussion section is kind of make it hit a little bit harder? Does that help? Would that change anything?
Not with that song. That song.
Not with Do I Do.
Not with Do I Do.
The groove is like built into that song.
That song is what it is.
We didn't really want to do it, but I'm talking about it was a perfect twirling song. I'm talking about we was able to hit everything in there. But I don't know.
Boogie on Reggae Women.
How'd that go?
Song title?
Boogie on. Now that song would work too. You'd have to speed it up a little bit.
How'd that go? I'm gonna have to Google that.
Boogie on Reggae
Woman.
Oh, I have heard that before. Look at Edwin. Listen. There you go.
Oh, he is saying for real.
Yeah, you would have had to speed that up a little bit, but you
have to speed it up.
Released in 1974.
Yeah, Stevie been around a little while.
Let me see. Well, I show on my age. I don't know if I ever heard this one. Oop, okay. Oops.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
I don't know about the bucket though. Well, yeah. I feel you. I feel you. Well, if you can buck the jingle bells, you can buck to anything, I suppose.
I'm not doing this with you tonight.
Just all right. Maybe that's my cue to shut the hell up. Maybe I'm taking it too far at this point. Well, not you politely saw yourself out. Let's see. Luke, can you pull it back in if possible? But let's see. Let's see. What do we have in 2 weeks? February 2nd. Y'all still will be your auditions wouldn't have started by then, right?
Christmas. Say it again.
Your all I want for Christmas. Well, same difference. Terrible. In February, in 2 more weeks, you won't be in audition mode just yet, will you?
No, I don't go to audition mode until March.
March.
I'm mostly in conference planning mode. That's what I'm in right now. But I get scared every time I think about it. But
let me tell y'all, every device that I own is not my friend today. Okay, I don't know what's going on with my internet, but it keeps like doing weird stuff. First my phone, then my computer. I don't know what's going on. It won't let me be great.
That's usually me. That's usually me. 2 weeks is fine for me though.
What's 2 weeks from now?
The 2nd, February 2nd. Yeah.
Well, I'll probably be on a bus somewhere.
I'm gonna say
we got Rockets game February 6th.
Okay, well, if we need to move up or move down, we'll figure that out.
I'll likely be on a bus heading somewhere, Atlanta. Well, I don't know what time we're leaving Thursday. So I could possibly be free. Let me try to find out what time we're leaving. Because if we're leaving really early Thursday morning, then by the time we start this, I should be in the hotel room, and that'll give me a reason to go hide. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
I'll let you know.
Portia, y'all going to New Orleans? No, we're not going. We're going to Galveston.
What's in
Mardi Gras parades?
Oh no, this is it for us.
Not gonna lose it, right? I know that's right.
Yes, this is it. I'm hoping.
I am not mad. I am not mad.
I'm hoping that this is the finale. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's been a long season.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been a long season for sure.
Oh, not for me. No, I'll be back next year, God willing. But this is the finale for the season, and we can start working on next season. That'll take me a little while to get my little life together.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So yeah, we'll plan on the 2nd. If we need to make some adjustments, then we'll get that figured out too.
Yeah, I'll let you know as soon as possible on Maya. I gotta figure out what time we're leaving. I think it's supposed to be really, really early in the morning because I think we're supposed to be practicing in the Dome Thursday. So we would have to leave really, really early in the morning. So I should be okay.
Gotcha. Cool. We'll play a bear for sure. But yes, as always, this has been amazing.
Amazing.
You know what's crazy is that we look at this stuff from 3 different perspectives, but a lot of our stuff is like the same thought process.
No, that's for sure. Definitely clicking on all fours and kind of like in sync, even if it's I like that. Okay, cool. Let me see if I see anything else. Nope. All right, y'all. This has been great. Hope y'all get some rest.
Get some rest. Get some rest.
Safe. Yes, Portia, please get some rest. Or I'll get some coffee. I don't know what you might need to get.
Yeah,
you
I'm gonna drink me a V8 energy. I don't do that rest of that stuff because I'm scared.
that
But yeah.
liquid death,
Oh, I forgot to tell y'all that job interview I had. I got the job.
Oh,
amazing.
yes.
I got a new job.
The Lord keeps on blessing you. I know that's right. Amazing.
Yep. So yeah.
Perfect. I love that.
Moving on up, you know.
I like it. As you should be. As you should be.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, y'all. Love you so much. See y'all soon. Bye bye. I don't even know if Julian is back there
See y'all next time.
paying attention or not. Okay, bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye. Yes, I did.